So I don't even know why this exists. Like, it's such a cash grab and it's nothing for the world. The writing is so poor. Like, it's so bad. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am bringing you a book haul because, well, in May I told myself I wasn't going to buy any books, and yeah, I may have failed on that. But to be fair, I did buy 10 of these with like gift cards and stuff, so technically I'm not counting that as me wasting my money. But yeah, so I set a goal to not buy any books in May so that I could save money for when I go to university in September. And yeah, I bought 17 books. So I thought I'd show you them today. But also I thought I'd add a little twist to the video because I'm going to be moving house soon, so I can't just keep buying giant books like this. So I'm going to be unhauling one book for every book I haul in this, so it might be a little longer video, but I've got some good books, so I hope you enjoy. I have filmed this once before, but if you follow me on Instagram at Sam Young's Books, then you'll know that it just, I don't know, it just deleted. So as a good luck charm, I'm wearing a different shirt. I'm wearing a rainbow shirt that I got a few days ago because it is Pride Month, so I thought I'd have my rainbow, even though you can't really see it in shot. You can only see like the red bit sometimes, but just know it's there. So the first book that I bought was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn, Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I got this the other day when I was out with my friend, and as you can see I got it for buy one half price. And this one my friend absolutely loves. Like, she literally texted me the day after and was like, have you read it yet? And I was like, I haven't even started it yet. I have seen quite a lot of like hype and love behind this book on Bookstagram, so I am very intrigued. And basically the plot of this is we follow a reclusive, is that a word? Recluse? Anyway, we follow a Hollywood star called Evelyn Hugo, and she's had quite the scandalous life, but she's never shared her life with the media before. And then at the start of the book, she decides she wants to share this scandalous life story. So one day she invites a journalist to come over and write her story, and we're in the point of view of the journalist, and I assume we're going to hear about her very, very interesting life. So I think that's what it's about. Oh, it literally says reclusive on the back. And for this book, I'm going to be unhauling. I don't want to get hate for this one because I know it's really popular on TikTok or BookTok, whatever they call it over there. But that is We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. So I read this one in 2019 in one sitting, and I've got to say I didn't love it. Like, I was told there was this huge, massive twist that changed the outlook on the book. And when I got to the twist, I was like, is this it? Nothing really interesting stood out to me in this book. So I'm gonna let it go, and hopefully someone else will enjoy it when they pick it up at the charity shop. But yeah, I don't want to hold on to this anymore, so I'm gonna let it go. Should I throw it? Is that disrespectful? They're not my books anymore. So the book that I got in the buy one half price deal with Evelyn Hugo was Felix Ever After, which I can't tell you how excited I am for this book to finally be out in paperback. And oh, I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited. I mean, just look at the sprayed edges. Look at that. It's so pretty. So pretty. So should I just tell you what the book's about already? It's by Calendar. So Felix Ever After follows a boy called Felix Love, and ironically he's never been in love and he wants to know how that feels, so he's on a mission to find love. But one day there's a troll on the internet and they leak, well, Felix is trans, I didn't mention that, he's a trans guy, and one day a troll on the internet leaks his dead name and pictures before he transitioned, and Felix is now on a mission for revenge, but along the way he starts to feel like he has feelings towards this troll or something like that. That's what I read off the back. But yeah, I'm excited for Felix Ever After. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I can't wait to read this. The book I'm unhauling for Felix Ever After is The Host by Stephanie Meyer, who came to fame writing the infamous Twilight, which I did think about unhauling, but I don't know. I've only read New Midnight Sun, but it just feels weird to get rid of Twilight because it started like a whole YA thing. So maybe I'll unhaul it soon, but for now I'm just going to unhaul The Host, which I haven't read. I only bought because it's £1 in a charity shop. I know, I have a problem, but I'm never going to read it. I'm never going to read it. It's way too big and it's about something I don't care, so I'm just going to unhaul it. So bye. So this next book I bought was solely because of a certain booktuber / bookstagrammer who I'll leave in the description. And I think she's going to be happy that I finally got this because I've been commenting on her videos that I'd get it. And that is Black Sun, which Jayla from La La Loves Lit has non-stop shown love for. She even filmed a whole video about it, and how can I not read it now? Like, it's been so hyped up. I'm very excited to finally have this. It's by Rebecca Roanhorse, and yeah, I don't know that much about it because I want to go into it blind. All I know is that it has magic in it and it has a very abrupt ending or something like that. So I'm gonna have to, I might leave it a little bit till the sequel comes out, but I'm definitely gonna read this soon. So yeah, this is Jayla's fault that I bought this. The book I'll be unhauling for Black Sun is 5 Feet Apart. Now, I'm not unhauling this because it's bad, it's just I happened to watch the film before I read the book because I didn't have the book at the time, and Cole Sprouse was in the film, so of course I watched it. So I just have no energy to read the book now after I know what happens in the film. So I'm gonna pass it on to a charity shop and hopefully someone else will pick it up and have more fun with it than I did. So my next book, again, I solely bought because of the love and the hype around it, and that is Legendborn by Tracy Leon. And the first thing I have to say about this book is it's signed. We do love a good signed book. So in this one we follow a character called Bree who just lost her mother recently in a mysterious accident. But as she's trying to move on, she gets put into a special program for high schoolers, and one day when she's coming home she witnesses like a magical attack in front of her eyes and becomes wrapped up in this like club thing and she finds out that she has powers and that the Arthurian legends like Merlin and Arthur and the Round Table are all real, and now she's wrapped up in that world and she has to fight demons or monsters or something. I'm not 100% sure about the antagonist, but it does sound really interesting. I've never seen that in a fantasy book before, like the Arthurian legends, so I'm excited to see how they handle that in this book. So the book I have to unhaul for Legendborn is The Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. Now, if you've seen my review for this, or even Warstorm on my Instagram, then you know how much I've come to despise the Red Queen series. Now, I was going to unhaul the entire series of Red Queen, but I still have one book left, which I did pay full price for, so I do feel like I want to like read it just out of spite and get my money's worth. But I think yeah, it's just a short story collection, which includes this one, so I don't even know why this exists. Like, it's such a cash grab and it has nothing to love, but writing is so poor, like, it's so bad. Why did I read this series? It's so bad. Like, don't get me wrong, Red Queen, the first book, is okay, but it's cringy. The second two books are fine enough, they don't make much sense, but they're like fun, like road trippy power books, but like, Warstorm, the fourth one, I detest that book. It literally ruined the entire series. Like, it wasn't very good to begin with, but Warstorm is so bad. So just don't read Red Queen. Don't read Red Queen. Don't read Red Queen, please. It's so bad. Don't read Red Queen, okay? So as you can tell, I don't like Red Queen, so let's move on. So the next book I have to haul is kind of becoming like a new cult classic in the book community. That is Heartstopper, which is by Alice Oseman, and this is the 4th volume. Sorry American viewers who don't get it till December, but sucks to be you, I guess. But this is the 4th volume, and this, well, I don't really know what to say without spoiling it because it is the 4th one. But basically, what Heartstopper is about is Charlie, a boy in year 10, and Nick, a boy in year 11, who fall in love, and basically we follow their relationship as it develops. It's just adorable. It does make you feel alone after you've finished it though. I highly recommend it. And this one's signed. It has, wait, my ring light. And it has a little nick on, so that's cute. Sure, you go and read this as soon as possible. Now, the book I'll be unhauling for Heartstopper is How to Be Bad by E. Lockhart. Yes, I do own more than one book because I was going to give her another try, but I just can't bring myself to read it. I don't see myself reading it anytime soon. And when I was deciding to unhaul it, I was reading a few reviews to see if it was better than We Were Liars. And I did see some reviews that said it had harmful representation of the religious character, so I'm not 100% sure about that, but yeah, that just makes me not want to read it even more, so I'm just gonna move on. The next book I'm hauling is by one of my favourite authors who wrote Love, Simon, and that is Becky Albertelli's new book, Kate in Waiting. In this book, we follow Kate and her best friend Anderson, who have both fallen in love for the same guy. So we are going to follow how their relationship changes, how they argue, how they make up, I guess. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Now, the book I'll be unhauling for this one is by an author infamous for her, I'm gonna say it, her terrible writing in Allegiant. That is Veronica Roth, and I'll be unhauling her Carve the Mark series, which I read the first chapter of, and it was boring, so I've decided to get rid of it. I've also seen in some reviews that this book has racist remarks in. I think there was a whole controversy a while back about it that I've only just heard about, but yeah, that makes me like, no, I don't want that. Now, I have a challenge for you for this next book. I challenge you to find a book with a more interesting premise than this one, because this book has the craziest premise and the craziest plot ever, and I've only read one chapter of it, but I already know I'm going to love it, and that is Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. And I don't think I can do this book's premise justice, but I'm gonna try. So basically we are transported back to the American Civil War, and we're in the midst of the fighting, and the dead begin to rise, and zombies start to kill everyone. And we follow Jane, who is being raised up in a boarding school that's teaching her to fight the zombies. And yeah, I'm blown away by the premise of this book, and I'm so excited to get on with it. I've only read one chapter, as I said, but you can bet I'll be reading this non-stop. So the book I'll be unhauling for that amazing book is not so amazing, and that is the second Carve the Mark book, so yeah, I don't even want to hold it anymore. So the next book I have, or rather graphic novel, is Brightly Woven by Alexander Bracken. Now, I'm going to be honest, I have read this one, and I'm going to be honest, I never thought I'd have to say this about an Alexander Bracken book, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't very good. But in its defence, I did learn after I'd read it that it's an adaptation of one of her books. So she did write the dialogue, but it's an adaptation of her earlier work that I've not heard of before. So I guess that kind of makes sense. A graphic novel could never do what its book counterpart could do. But yeah, I was disappointed with it. I didn't like the characters, I didn't like the world, I didn't like the magic system, I didn't like the villain. The only thing I liked about it was the art, which is a given because graphic novels are always beautiful. I mean, just look at that cover. Now, I'll probably unhaul this in the future, but for now it's on my haul pile. But yeah, I wouldn't really recommend this. I'll probably post a review on my Instagram eventually. But yeah, that's the next book. The book I'll be unhauling for Brightly Woven is, well, do you know those books people get you when they don't really follow what you read, so they don't really know what you like? Yeah, I'm unhauling one of those books today, and that is Harley Merlin and the Secret Coven by Bella Forrest. I have no interest in this. It was given me a while back, and yeah, it's not a book that I'm interested in. So I'm just gonna let it go. don't really know what else to say apart from that I'm not interested. So nothing against it, I'm just going to drop it. So the next book I have is better than the previous one, and I have also read this one, and that is Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. Now, I love this book. I read it a few weeks ago. I have a review on my Instagram, so make sure to check that out. But it's not only beautiful on the outside, but it's beautiful on the inside too. And I highly recommend it. In this book, we follow Michael in his journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. We see him deal with things like racism, homophobia, internalized racism, family dynamic problems, and moving away from home, going to university. We see him go through it all, and it's so good. So go read this. Go read it. Go read it. So the book I'll be unhauling for that masterpiece is less of a masterpiece, and that is Winter of the Worlds by Ken Follett. And I did read like the first few pages of this, and it's a lot more boring than I thought it was. I got it in one of those like exchange things where you have like a telephone box with books in, and then the sign it's like take some, leave some. So I left some and I took some, and unfortunately I took this one, and now I wish I hadn't, because yeah, I didn't like it, and it's so big that I don't even feel like finishing it. So I'm just going to get rid of it. So the next book I have is a horror book, and I don't read much horror, but I do really want to get into it. So I thought this, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, would be the perfect start, because there is a lot of hype around this at the moment. The artwork on this is stunning. Whoever the artist did a really good job. But yeah, I feel like this is the book that's going to get me into horror books more. And basically we follow three sisters, and as children they disappeared. No one knows where they went, not even them, because when they came back they had no memory of what happened. And then in their adult life, I think the oldest sister goes missing again, and the two younger sisters have to figure out where she went. So it sounds interesting. There's a hint of supernatural, it says on the back, so we'll see what that is. And also, it's signed, and again, we love a good signed book. So yeah, and for this book, I'll be unhauling Stephen King's The Sleeping Beauties. He did write this book with his son, Owen King, as well, and it's just so big, so daunting, and I'm not a massive fan of Stephen King's writing. Like, there are some that I do want to read, like The Institute and Later, which I have on my shelf over there. But this, I bought it at a charity shop, but ever since I've regretted it, because I don't really think I'll read this, so I'm just gonna let it go. The next book I have to show you, it's another horror book, and I have read this one, and it is Uzumaki by Shunjo Ito. And can I just say, this manga was incredible. Like, it's one of the biggest mangas that I've read. So in this one, we are in a small Japanese town, and the people inside the town are starting to become obsessed with this weird spiral pattern, and strange things start to happen. And in this manga, I saw stuff that I didn't know that I didn't want to see. Like, I don't think it's a spoiler, but in one of the scenes, we see a little boy get mangled in a car wheel. And like, I did not need to be reading that at 1 a.m. Like, oh, I didn't mention, I saved this till like midnight time to read, because I wanted it to be more horror. And yeah, I shouldn't have. So yeah, make sure to check this out if you want a good horror read. I highly recommend it. The book I'll be unhauling for that is Everlast, which my friend gave me a few years ago, and I've never really picked up or wanted to read, and it's by Sarah Holland. So I'm just gonna let it go, like I said with the last one, let it go. The next book I have is the third book in the Cassidy Blake series by Victoria Schwab, and that is Bridge of Souls. Now, in this one, we follow a girl called Cassidy Blake that 1 year ago nearly drowned, and ever since she was saved by a ghost who now haunts her, she can see the dead. And not only that, she can travel to the world of the dead by travelling through a thing called the Veil, and we follow as she kind of like explores this power. And on top of that, her parents are like, they write supernatural books and they're obsessed with ghosts, even though they don't really know that much about ghosts like Cassidy does. And they have been signed for a TV deal, and they are going to a bunch of the most haunted cities in the world. And in this one we're in New Orleans, and it's a lot of fun. The book I'll be unhauling for this one, which my friend is going to kill me for, is My Dog Vanessa, which, fair enough, it does have hype around it and people do like it, but I have no interest in reading it anymore. Like, I picked it up again at the telephone box with the other book, which I guess that was a bad luck charm because I'm getting rid of all those books. But yeah, I picked it up there and I don't have any more interest in reading it. It doesn't sound that interesting to me, and I don't know why I picked it up in the first place. But yeah, I'm going to be unhauling this now. So Winter's Promise is the next book I'll be hauling. It's by Christelle Dabos, and it was originally written in French but was translated to English. And I'm excited for that because the main character has the coolest power. She can touch objects and see the past of the object, and she can also walk through mirrors, which has me like questioning what is going to come of that. I need to know what she does with that power. The book I'll be unhauling for this one is I Am 4, which I started and I found really boring, and I just don't think it's the book for me. So that can go over there and this can go over here. So this book that I have was popular a while ago, I think, unless I'm thinking of a different one, but that is The Good Luck Girls, which I am very excited for. But yeah, I'm just going to read you the back of this one because I don't really know how to sum it up, so I'm just going to read the back. So, to begin, sold as children and branded with the curse of markings, trapped in the life they would never have chosen. When Ashton's sister Clementine accidentally kills man, the girls risk a harrowing journey to find freedom, justice and revenge in a country that wants them to have none of those things. Pursued by powerful forces, both living and dead, their only hope lies in a story passed from one girl to the other, a story that only the most desperate would ever believe. It's going to take them more than luck for them to all survive. Now, doesn't that just sound so good? Like, someone's gonna die, and I don't think I'm ready for that because I already know I'm going to love this book. And this is by Charlotte Nicole Davis. The book I'll be unhauling for that is my copy of The Subtle Knife. Now, I had 2 copies of this because 2 people got me the same book, and I just decided I'd get rid of the less pretty of the 2, which ended up being this one. Even though it's my favourite colour, I'm gonna have to pass it on. So yeah, I don't really need 2 copies of a book I haven't even read yet. This one's by Philip Pullman, by the way. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. So we're getting close to the end now. So we got 3 books left, and the 3rd one is The Diviners, which is another series my friend has convinced me to read because she absolutely loves it. And I don't know much about it. All I know is that it has people that can like go into dreams or see dreams or something like that. And I know someone gets kidnapped at one point, so I don't know much, but I know it's really good because my friend loves the series. And this one's by Libba Bray. I'm sorry I don't have more of a description for you. The book I'll be unhauling for that is Berserk with a Z, I think, by Michael Grant. And I bought this at Poundland a year ago, I think. And now that I read the premise again, I'm like, why did I pick this up? I have no interest. Maybe it was just the excitement of finding a book that I had a slight interest in a cheap shop. But yeah, I have no interest in this. I'm gonna unhaul it. Hopefully I won't make the same mistake again. So I'm going to do the last 2 together since I did buy them both from the same place, which is the Dukeries, which is like a garden centre kind of place with a very tiny book section that doesn't normally have anything. But this time it had 2 books that I was really interested in, and they were only a £5, so I bought them. And that is the Mime Order by Samantha Shannon and the Tempest and Slaughter by Tamora Pierce. And like, these are some good books. So they don't normally carry good books, but these 2 were like a steal, so I got them. Even though with this one, it's the 2nd book in the Bone Season series, and I neither have read Bone Season or own the first Bone Season, but I guess when I do, I have the 2nd one ready. And this one was very popular back in like 2016, I think, with like Christine Riccio. I remember her hauling it and I was like, I want to read that. So I finally got my hands on it. All I know is it's about mages and magic and like forbidden stuff, so I'm very excited for that one, to see what the hype is about. The books I'll be unhauling for that is the Knife Never Let Go, my second copy, which is very pretty. It has like the, like, I don't know how you describe that, but it's got like foiled writing mixed in with the background, so it's very pretty, and it has like sprayed edges, and I feel bad getting rid of it, but I don't need 2 copies of a book I didn't really like. Like, I only read this series because my bookstagram friend at Summer's Paperback Books read it, and I wanted to talk to her about it. And yeah, I didn't really, well, it's not this one. I had an issue with the later books. This one was okay, but again, I don't need 2 copies of it, so I'm going to let this one go. The second book I have is 13 Days of Midnight, which I'm going to get rid of. It's by Leo Hunt. The other one was by Patrick Ness, I forgot to say that. And this one I've had for a while, and like I bought when I was a kid, and I never read it, and I still own it, so I'm just gonna let it go. So yeah, there are the books that I have to haul and unhaul for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly did, even after filming it 2 times, but hopefully it'll be worth it and you like it. But remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, because my next video is going to be wild. I do a Hunger Games video simulator thing with book characters and some bookstagram friends. I did film it like a month ago, but I hate editing on my computer, and that's where I have it at the moment, so it's gonna take me a while to edit, but I'll try and get it up as soon as possible, so turn the notification bell on for that. And why not leave me a comment and tell me if you've read any of the books I've hauled, any of these books. Tell me if you've read any of these in the comments, what you thought about them, if any of them are your favourites. And yeah, hopefully you didn't get offended at any books that I unhauled. But that's my video, so I hope you enjoy. See you in the next video. Bye! I mean, it has Cole Sprouse on the cover, look. So it must be a sweet life. No. So I was going to unhaul 2 books for each one. That's 4. Can you see me? I don't want to be seen. Start again.